So why are we here today?
For podcast?
For podcast.
Yes. Well, let us officially introduce ourselves. Welcome to the Three Ipoh Guys podcast. There's no better name that we can think of for the moment.
That's right.
All right. So allow me to introduce first. My name is Ian.
And I'm Julian.
And I'm Aaron.
Okay. So maybe Aaron, you would like to explain to us or share with everyone why did we sit together here today and doing this, what we're doing today?
Well, I guess it's a bit of how fate arranged, for us to meet. And the three of us, each of us have always wanted to do our own podcast. We bought the gear already.
We all bought the gear as well. So we're showing each other.
We're just collecting dust because I just didn't have the motivation.
Yeah.
And apparently it's the same for Julian and Ian as well.
That's right. Of course, the gear. When we talk about the gear, we also talk about ties. Somehow or rather, we share the common taste of fashion as well, men's fashion.
Yes.
In a particular way. So something that we'll be sharing later on in our podcast as well. Right. All right.
So why don't we bring our audience back a little bit on exactly how we met and what kind of platform? Maybe I think that's beneficial to everyone, I suppose.
Okay.
Okay. So basically, there's one thing in common besides we are all men. We are also Toastmasters. Okay, Toastmasters, for all of you who do not know what Toastmasters is, it is a public speaking club which is internationally renowned, and it's when was it founded again? It was
1924, all right?
100 years. It's 100 years
That's right.
old.
Yeah, exactly 100 years, right?
Exactly. Happy 100th birthday, Toastmasters International.
Yeah.
All right. So
we have a meeting in Ipoh. So for those of you who are interested, I think we'll be sharing the link somewhere down here on the screen. So feel free to join us at our meetings, and hopefully we'd like to meet more like-minded people and interesting people and share the good word, I suppose. I think Toastmasters have done an incredible job to me, has allowed me to improve myself tremendously, I say. But speaking on my own, I don't know what about your experience. Maybe you guys want to share with everyone.
Well, that's Toastmasters is basically where the three of us met. I met him first, and then he came in, and then I met him, and we feel that we had a lot in common, as you've said.
Maybe for those of you who have not heard of Toastmasters and just heard about what I tell you earlier, public speaking club. Basically, in general, there are quite a lot of clubs in Malaysia, public speaking clubs like Toastmasters. And generally, it will be held once every 2 weeks, on a fortnightly basis. And people come here to deliver speeches, long and short. And this is where they will get evaluated as well in a positive manner, so that they can further improve on how they will deliver in the next speech. And actually, there are a lot of people who benefited from it. One of them, I would be one of them. Recently, I have been invited to be an MC. I think Julian, you also have some experience in being an MC.
Quite a few.
Yep.
You get paid, right? It's not a free gig. You don't do it for free.
Either one. Basically, the fact that someone actually sees that they actually thought of you when they want to look for an MC, I think it speaks volumes as well.
Right.
Otherwise, you would not be on the list. Okay. Whether you are getting paid or not, I think it depends on the negotiations.
Right. Because some of you who might be watching now might say, "Oh, what's the point of doing it for free?" Right? So just to be clear,
I would say a lot of them are paid in kind, unfortunately. That's my experience. I don't know about Ian. Maybe he's earning the big bucks now.
Oh no, obviously not lah. Okay, but the thing is that before you think any further that this is we're coming here for money just to earn the big bucks. No, to me Toastmasters is more of a self-development program.
Okay. Yes.
I think most of us
First and foremost, yes.
Correct. I joined Toastmasters in the first place so that I could overcome my personal fears
And not to get jobs as MC.
Yeah, that was something that came by along the way. Right. The main thing is for us to build our confidence, to be able to speak in front of a number of people, and as you get better and more comfortable and more efficient in what you do, your crowd might grow bigger and bigger. Right. So this is how we can improve ourselves, because ultimately we want to be a person of influence. Being able to influence people, it helps a lot.
Able to lead, I suppose, right?
And leadership as well.
For me, it's quite simple. It's basically joining Toastmasters is to improve my communication skills. Whether it's 1-to-1, 1-to-2, 1-to-3, or 1-to-many, being on stage and all. I suppose I was more of an introvert kind of category. I was shy. It's very difficult for me to communicate with people. Even one-to-one communication, right? I always have that sense.
Oh, it's a
of,
bit hard to believe, lah. I mean,
yeah, I mean now look at I'm speaking to a camera now, and the both of you, but it started out really bad for me. So I was always searching for a platform. I think if you are the same, because I think nowadays we are always in front of our phones and your social media. We are more reclusive, I suppose that's a word, right? So in front of the TV, so we don't really have a lot of opportunities to meet people and learn how to communicate in a formal setting or even a more social setting. A lot of us just don't really know how to do it. Sometimes we go to a wedding, someone says, "Oh, hi, how's your day?" "Fine, thanks." And the conversation just ends there, right? So I think Toastmasters allowed me, so I was searching. So I found this thing called Toastmasters, and it's basically a platform for us to go there. It's a safe environment to learn how to communicate better, be it one-to-one or in front of an audience. Most of the time we are doing a public speaking kind of thing in front of an audience. So I think that's one of the best ways to improve your confidence level and how you communicate with people. So it's just basically a place for us to meet up, a platform to improve, to have the opportunity to practice this basically. To me, it's that simple.
So I think that the fact that we are able, we overcome the first level of overcoming our own fears to be able to speak up to everyone. The next thing we bring in is I believe that on a personal level, we humans, we yearn for connection, human connection with other people.
Yes, totally.
When I say connection, it also means that who are we most likely to connect? People like us, people who have the same kind of wavelength like us. And this is where we want to reach out to other people and broadcast. So I think, like what Julian, you just mentioned earlier, we have been consuming a lot all this while. We've been social media, using electronic devices and all this. We've been searching on social media. So many posts. We are all reading. We are all consuming what people have created.
And it's a matter of time you feel like you want to produce as well.
You have something to contribute.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
I think we all have some ideas. I think every one of us have, and sometimes we're just too shy to put ourselves out there.
I feel that we're not good enough.
Yeah, definitely. There's Ian told me this imposter syndrome thing, right? We always feel that we're not good enough, we're not qualified enough, we don't have the certain degrees or whatever, letters behind our names just to to qualify us to speak about certain subjects. But I think all of us have something to contribute, because we all live different lives. So I think there are a lot of ways to do it, and being in front of a podcast is one of the ways. Being in front of an audience is another way to communicate your ideas, and of course talking to a friend is another way.
So in a sense, this is a way of overcoming a fear.
Yeah, it's actually in conjunction with one of the projects that we are doing in Toastmasters. Because in Toastmasters program, there are multiple projects that you can pursue, and each of them, they have their very own objectives. One of them would be to run a podcast,
right.
And then you will be delivering a speech on your experience of recording.
You present a few minutes of the podcast,
yes,
right?
Yes, that's right. And this is one of them. We are trying to kill a lot of birds with one stone, basically, right? So this is one of them we are doing, okay? And all right, let's just share about what kind of people that we would like to connect with.
Okay.
How about that? Okay.
So
Okay. I think that because we call ourselves three Ipoh guys, we are men. I think we consider the middle-aged men. So I think to a certain extent, we want to share about the experience that we've gone through. I think all of us are fathers. We have a family,
right.
So we can talk about. We like to connect people who have a family, who believe in other strong family values, who want to improve themselves, I suppose, and want to make the world a better place.
To be a better man.
Yeah, to be a better man, because I think ultimately it needs to begin within, right? You have to be better in order to contribute.
Yes.
So that's why we always say we have to keep learning and keep experiencing new things, because only when you have input, then you can have output. You can share your experiences and whatever you feel works for you, and hopefully share with some younger folks out there to avoid some of the potholes that we have been through.
Yeah, and to add on to what you're sharing, I think besides being better, because the definition of better is also quite subjective. The way I see it is that based on what we are going through now, in the past decade, things have changed so much in society, in social norms and all this. And I think majority of us are actually going through a state of confusion. Okay, we all get confused with a lot of different ever-changing values now, especially with our parents' generation and with what we are going through right now. I feel that a lot of men are, from the people that I speak with,
Right, they're confused. They don't know how to be a man.
they do not know what it is and how to go about doing it. As a human being, basically, also because you have got people that you need to take care of as well, and also your own personal responsibility. How do you contribute to society and make sure that you're a useful person, so a person of value or utility? Okay, so I think this is something that we want to address in the upcoming topics and episodes as well, to address certain questions or topics that we would like to share some clarity on these topics. Yeah.
I just want to say that what makes us think that what we share is correct or right, like compared to other people.
I guess
right?
that doesn't really matter, right? I mean, we've got all kinds of podcasts out there, all kinds of blogs.
We're just offering our own take on that, I suppose, right?
You don't see a lot of this from Ipoh, basically.
Exactly, yeah.
I think that one thing I learned very interesting is that whenever you read something on blogs or on social media, on news articles, people sometimes they do not want you to be just neutral. Neutral is boring.
They want you to have a stand.
They just want to know where you stand because they would appreciate someone from one side. Of course, you will, by doing this, obviously your audience will be a little bit more divided.
Yes.
Right? But I think that's fine.
Right.
Because this is what I mean by creating.
Right, you don't want to be a populist.
Yes, this is what we mean by creating. I consume and I have to have critical thinking. We are actually promoting critical thinking here, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
Yeah, I think this is the whole idea of democracy. I've been following the US election. For those of you who are following, so US election is coming up really soon. And most of them agree that by being in front of a podcast, being in front of interviews, this is how we in fact unite the country, unite human beings, is to hear different opinions from different people. I truly believe that. At first I was like, when everybody starts saying different things, isn't that divisive? But apparently no, it's because we are willing to listen to different opinions, because we are all human beings, we all have our own different opinions, different take on things, different values, we are raised differently, different cultures, different religions. But the very fact that we can sit down and embrace each other's differences through listening, through understanding, I think that is where we can improve our harmonistic skills, I suppose, right? Our understanding of each other and be more tolerant. Okay. So I think this podcast is one of them. It's just a way for us to share our views on things, and of course you by all means agree or disagree with us. I think even among us also we disagree with some of our views,
we agree,
right? Definitely. But I mean, unless you're like Hitler, common enemy number one. But otherwise, I think it's always beneficial to hear us out,
I see. Yeah, I agree with that. Basically, all we want to do now is to practice understanding that there are always someone out there who have differing views from us. And instead of just shunning them, we will just say, hey, you know what? Tell me more, so that we can understand where you come from and why
with that view. What made you think that way? I might not agree at the end of the day, but at least I will understand better, right? And after that, you can always decide whether you want to continue or you want to mix with this guy. Correct.
Well, I mean, as the saying goes, it is of a mark of an educated mind for you to entertain a thought that you don't have to necessarily agree upon, right? So this is one of them. Okay. So with that being said, let's take a break from here, shall we?
Okay.